Chapter 71 The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 7. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Luoxue, I've been a mess lately. What's going on with you? Lin Luoxue looked up, startled, and saw Yuan Xin staring at her, concerned. I'm fine, she said casually, but inside, she was a wreck. It had been 2 weeks since her blow-up with Su Yang. She'd spent that time trying to figure out her next move, but after all that thinking, she was still drawing a blank. If something's up, you gotta tell us. We're all friends here. We'll help any way we can, Yuan Xin said, worried. Okay, sure, Lin Luoxue replied, not really paying attention. In her past life, her roommates were just like her, nobody special. Yuan Xin even dropped out of the industry later on. What was the point of confiding in them? It would just be a waste of breath. Alright, Yuan Xin said, relieved to see her agree. Unaware of Lin Luoxue's inner thoughts, Yuan Xin thought she and Lin Luoxue were close. Seeing her so stressed lately, she figured something was wrong. So, hearing her deny it directly, she felt relieved and assumed she must be okay. Oh, by the way, Lin Lia's having a concert here next month. Are you going? Word on the street is she's premiering a brand new song live. Lin Luoxue was annoyed by Yuan Xin's excited fangirl act. I'm not going. You can go with Jin Yueyao and the others. She'd been so bummed out lately, she just wasn't in the mood for a concert. Besides, she'd already heard all those songs in her previous life. You're not. Okay, I'll just go with them then. Yuan Xin was a bit surprised. They'd made plans to go together, but Lin Luoxue had changed her mind. She didn't push it though. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Thinking of Lin Lia, Lin Luoxue remembered her past life. She recalled how a few years down the line, Lin Lia would release a song that blew up on every platform, catapulting her to superstardom. The song was written by an unknown girl who hit the big time because of Lin Lia. A light bulb went off in Lin Luoxue's head. She thought she had a great voice, so why couldn't she just write the song herself and release it first? She decided to go for it. Lin Luoxue remembered all the singing and songwriting classes she had taken, and started sketching out an outline. After writing it out, she hummed the tune, and the gloom that had been hanging over her for days suddenly lifted. Thinking about how she could grab things early for her own benefit, she felt a surge of excitement, and thought about scripts. As an actress, she knew a ton about movies and TV shows. So many had been super successful in her previous life, why couldn't she just write them out ahead of time? Wouldn't it be better if they came out sooner? Suddenly, Lin Luoxue felt like she was seeing the light. She recognized the incredible advantage of being reborn. She didn't want to be like Su Yang, slowly clawing her way to the top. She wanted to be the brightest star in the sky. Lin Luoxue spent her days locked in her dorm, racking her brain to remember popular items that would become trendy in the future, so she could borrow them. Meanwhile, Xuanhuan landed another role. The director from his previous project called, recommending him for an audition with a friend of his, saying there was a part that would be perfect for him. Xuanhuan went straight to the audition. The role really was a great fit, the second male lead, a rich kid from ancient times. Xuanhuan played it exactly as he was. Sure enough, he nailed the audition. Knowing Lin Luoxue was on a path to self-destruction, Xuanhuan didn't try to stop her. A few days later, he was back on set. Becoming a successful actor was no easy task. You had to sharpen your skills little by little and master all kinds of roles. Xuanhuan knew he wasn't there yet, so he had to keep learning. He was back on the learning grind on set. At the same time, Lin Luoxue was holed up in her room, struggling to remember the songs and movies she'd enjoyed in her past life. Writing them down was her secret weapon to success. One day, Lin Luoxue finished a song based on a memory from her past life. Feeling confident, she recorded an a cappella version and posted it on her burner account. She was certain this would mark the beginning of Lin Luoxue's meteoric rise, but reality was harsh. Her account had barely any followers, and almost nobody saw the video. After a few days, it had only a handful of likes, which was pretty deflating. In her past life, this song was written by a super talented artist and became a viral sensation overnight. Why wasn't she getting any traction? Could Xuanhuan be messing with her again? The system had no idea she was thinking this way. It had been watching Lin Luoxue closely, but it couldn't read her mind. If it knew what she was thinking, it would be deeply offended. It hadn't intervened in anything she had done. Lin Luoxue was digging her own grave. Wouldn't it be better to just hold back and see what happens, then deliver a killer blow at the most critical moment? Lin Luoxue's social media account was quiet. After a few days, she uploaded another a cappella video. Finally, a few days later, her phone started buzzing with notifications. She checked it and saw that both of her songs were gaining popularity. It turned out that one of her followers had shared the video, and somehow, Chen Yijing, a popular singer, had seen it and liked it. This sparked a buzz online, and her account was flooded with new followers, gaining tens of thousands. Chen Yijing was predicted to be the next king of pop. Even though he wasn't at that level yet, he was young, handsome, a great singer, and had a huge fan base. Lin Luoxue was ecstatic when she saw he liked her post. Chen Yijing, this was Chen Yijing. He appreciated and liked her songs. How could she not be successful in the future? She completely forgot that she was plagiarizing. The two songs she released were by artists that Chen Yijing admired. Of course he would like them. Now that Lin Luoxue had a bunch of followers, she figured she'd drop a few more songs and become a superstar. Once people realized she was a musical genius, she'd reveal that she was also an actress. How could she not be popular? Would she even need to worry about getting roles? Lin Luoxue's vision was rosy. She had been successful in the original storyline, but now, with Shirqing and the system interfering, her plan was doomed to fail. Elsewhere, Lilan watched the video labeled as an original song, listened to the clear female voice in the video, and curled her lips in a sarcastic smile. She had written those two songs 6 months ago. How had they become someone else's original works? Lilan scrolled through the comments and saw the blogger confidently claiming the songs were original, and her smile widened. If it was just one song, maybe, but both songs were exactly the same as hers. If she hadn't written them herself, she might have believed they were the girls. Chapter 72, The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 8. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lilan immediately sent the video to her agent, filling her in on the situation. Lilan, don't sweat it. We'll get to the bottom of this. We've got proof you created it. I know it's there, it's just. Exactly. If she's ripped you off, we'll deal with it. And we're definitely going after whoever leaked your song. Okay, Lu, I'm counting on you. After hanging up, Lilan scrolled through the blogger's Weibo posts, just everyday stuff, sharing scenery, complaining about things, nothing about songs, but the two a cappella songs she'd posted were identical to Lilan's. She noticed Chen Yijing had liked one of the posts. If it hadn't been for that like making it go viral, Lilan wouldn't even have known. She'd almost made a huge mistake by putting those two songs on the album. Just thinking about it gave Lilan the chills. Meanwhile, Lin Luoxue, blissfully unaware of the trouble brewing, was basking in the praise on her Weibo. Rainy and sunny days. Is this blogger secretly a singer? They're so talented. These songs are amazing. I am a rich man. Seriously, these songs are fire. I'm obsessed. Imagine how good they'd sound with proper production. Persistence is victory. Hope this blogger keeps creating and dropping new tracks. Lin Luoxue couldn't help but smile as she read the comments. Her moment in the sun lasted a couple of days. Then, on the third day, she got a call. Hesitating for a moment at the unfamiliar number, she finally answered. Hello, is this Lin Luoxue? A crisp, professional female voice came through the phone. Confused, Lin Luoxue replied, yes, speaking. Is your account the one under the name Hanmei Luoxue? Hearing her account name, Lin Luoxue's heart leaped. Could it be? Was an agency finally calling to sign her? Trying to stay calm, she answered, yes, it is. What can I do for you? I'm calling about a couple of things. Those two songs you posted, are they your original work? And when did you write them? Yes, they're mine, completely original. I wrote them a few months ago. The woman on the other end, Lu Yulan, filed away the information. A film student who supposedly spent all her time honing her acting skills, who had only dabbled in singing before, was somehow able to crank out 2 killer songs. Songs that Li Lan had written half a year ago. It was pretty clear something fishy was going on. Are you free to meet? I'm an agent with Xingyan Entertainment. I'd like to discuss this with you in person. Hearing the agency name, Lin Luoxuan knew she'd been right. I'm free. Totally free. Great. How about XX Cafe at 3 p.m. tomorrow? Perfect. After hanging up, Lin Luoxue was convinced she'd struck gold. Xingyan Entertainment was one of the biggest players in the industry. Getting in there would set her up for life, and the agent sounded really interested. Knowing all the trends and future hits, she could build a reputation as a multi-talented sensation. The perks would be insane. Lin Luoxue felt like she was already on top of the world. After her call with Lin Luoxue, Lu Yulan rang up Li Lan. Confirmed. The girl claims to have written the songs after you did. I've got a meeting with her tomorrow. We'll get to the truth. Okay, I appreciate it, Lu. The next afternoon, Lin Luoxue dressed to impress and arrived at the cafe for her meeting with the Xingyan Entertainment rep. She was led to a private room. Inside, she saw a face she instantly recognized, Lu Yulan. It was Lu Yulan who wanted to meet with her. Her heart skipped a beat, not with nervousness, but excitement. Lu Yulan was a top agent. If she could get under her wing, it would be a guaranteed ticket to success. Lu Yulan watched the girl being escorted in. Just like the file said, still young, fresh-faced, with that baby-faced look. It's a pity that her eyes were deep and not suitable for this age, too complicated, destroying the feeling of youth, and the look of shock and happiness on her face made it clear she knew exactly who Lu Yulan was. Seeing Lin Luoxue's hesitation, Lu Yulan gestured to a chair. Have a seat. Let's talk. Okay, sure. Lin Luoxue quickly sat down. She thought Lu Yulan wanted to offer her a contract, but instead, she was being accused of plagiarism. What? No way. Lin Luoxue was a mix of agitation and dread. How could this be happening? Weren't those songs supposed to be years in Li Lan's future? How could she have written them 6 months ago? Ms. Lin, please calm down. We need to see proof of your work. Otherwise, we'll have to settle this in court. But I did write them. You can't just use your power to bully me. Lin Luoxue's voice shook. Seeing through her bluster, Lu Yulan was even more convinced that Lin Luoxue had somehow gotten her hands on Li Lan's songs. Her voice turned icy. Ms. Lin, you need to have evidence to back up your claims. I do. I want to see Li Lan's proof. How could she? How could she? Lin Luoxue trailed off. Lu Yulan smirked. Ms. Lin, I never mentioned that Li Lan was the original writer. How did you know? I guessed. Alright, I don't care how you knew right now. Either you come clean and apologize, or we're going to court. Seeing Lu Yulan's steely expression and aura of authority, Lin Luoxue finally started to panic. No. Don't sue me. Then Ms. Lin needs to apologize and make a public retraction ASAP. Also, how did you even find out about these songs? Lu Yulan had checked everyone who knew about Li Lan's new songs but hadn't found any leads. She was truly stumped. I overheard them by accident. Lin Luoxue felt cornered. How could she explain it? She wanted to set someone up, but she didn't know anyone in Li Lan's inner circle. Lu Yulan gave her a skeptical look. Lin Luoxue couldn't provide any real answers, so Lu Yulan had to drop it. Before leaving, Lu Yulan gave her one last warning. Ms. Lin, please issue that apology and clarification as soon as possible. Okay. Chapter 73, The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 9. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After leaving the cafe, Lin Luoxue wandered back to her dorm on campus, completely lost in thought. Why was her life such a mess? She hadn't made anything of herself in her past life, and now, after finally using her knowledge to avoid repeating mistakes, her work had been stolen and exposed. What was she supposed to do? Panic set in. She was grateful she hadn't revealed her identity on Weibo earlier. Otherwise, how could she ever survive in the entertainment industry? But the thought of publicly clarifying and apologizing online made her even more anxious. Why did Li Lan have to come after her when she had so many other songs? And Lu Yulan was just as bad, so aggressive, even threatening legal action. It was just 2 songs, why were they being so uptight? The more Lin Luoxue dwelled on it, the angrier she got. If she clarified and apologized, all her previous efforts would be for nothing. Everyone who had praised her would turn around and tear her down. The thought made her eyes well up with tears. Back in her dorm, Lin Luoxue cried in secret. Luckily, her roommates were all away on set, or they'd definitely look at her sideways if they knew what she'd done. Meanwhile, Xuanhuan, who was on set, watched Lin Luoxue's meltdown on the system panel, feeling nothing. Lin Luoxue had learned a lesson, but he wondered what she'd do next, and whether she'd make the same mistake again. The fact that she didn't seem to think she'd done anything wrong worried Xuanhuan. She'd gotten lucky this time. It was caught early, and there weren't any major consequences. She'd also run into Li Lan and Lu Yulan, who were relatively understanding. But once the dust settled, she might easily do it again. Back at her place, Lu Yulan called Li Lan to give her an update. Yeah, she definitely plagiarized those 2 songs. It's taken care of. She seemed really scared, and it looks like it was her first time, so I just asked her to clarify and apologize. Li Lan smiled on the other end of the phone. Okay, got it. Thanks, Lu. Everyone knew Lu Yulan was a cool-headed, capable woman who got things done, but they didn't realize she had a soft spot. She must have seen the girl was young and figured it was a first offense, so she wanted to give her a break. Li Lan agreed with her approach. There hadn't been any real damage, so why not give the girl a second chance? It would also boost the buzz around her upcoming album, and she wouldn't have to come across as petty or aggressive. After Lin Luoxue's return, she struggled every day with how to make a clarification and apology, and she was very anxious. On the other hand, Xuanhuan was living a very comfortable life. After joining the crew, he had quickly integrated into it and had become more and more accustomed to the days of acting. One day, after finishing his scene, Xuanhuan took a break and watched the other actors work. Su Yang, that was a great performance, a female voice said. Xuanhuan turned around and saw Tang Yun. Thanks. He and Tang Yun seemed destined to keep running into each other. They were on the same set again. They'd been classmates and acted in several plays together. Tang Yun seemed to lean on him a bit, like family. Don't be so modest. Your acting's improved so much, can you teach me? Tang Yun asked eagerly. She was thrilled to see Su Yang again and wanted to talk to him more. Xuanhuan saw her batting her eyelashes and looking at him pleadingly, and rejected her in a somewhat unromantic way. I might not have time. Maybe you should ask someone else. The senior actors could probably explain it better than I can. Okay. Tang Yun was disappointed to be rejected again, and reluctantly agreed, seeing that he was focused on watching the senior actors and wasn't interested in continuing the conversation. Tang Yun walked away. Xuanhuan sighed in relief as Tang Yun left. The girl seemed to feel something for him. It was best to keep his distance to avoid any future drama. Tang Yun approached Xuanhuan several times over the next few days, and Xuanhuan brushed her off. A few days later, Lin Luoxue finally issued a statement, saying that the songs she'd released were actually Li Lan's and that she'd claimed them out of vanity. She apologized and asked for forgiveness, saying she was young and immature. As soon as the statement went live, the fans who had just started following her because of those 2 songs exploded. Just as she'd expected, they turned on her and started tearing her apart. Little cat, this blogger isn't a toddler. Doesn't she know the consequences of plagiarism? And to call it her original work. I liked you so much before, but now I'm out. 2 little swallows. I hate plagiarists the most. How dare you steal our sisterland's song? Plagiarists are unforgivable. 3 puppies at home. Hey, let's stick to calling out plagiarism, no need to bring dogs into it. Lin Luoxue felt awful reading the comments. She didn't reflect on her own actions, she just blamed others for opposing her and ruining her plans. Why had things turned out this way? How could Li Lan have written a song from several years in the future? What had gone wrong? Was it Su Yang? No, she quickly dismissed the idea. Su Yang wasn't that capable. She decided it was the butterfly effect of her and Su Yang's rebirth, but what was the point of her rebirth, then? She threw her phone to the ground, her face contorted in anger. She refused to believe it. Maybe Li Lan had written those 2 songs in advance, but everyone couldn't be doing that. Lin Luoxue picked up the phone. The screen was cracked, and it wouldn't turn on. She used her computer to research the original creators of the works she planned to write. Some people had published works a few years after her previous life, while others hadn't made any moves. She felt a little better. Not everyone was like that. After much deliberation, Lin Luoxue decided to use the same trick again, creating a new account to establish herself as a talented woman. She refused to believe it was possible for everyone to write their works ahead of time. The system sighed as it watched Lin Luoxue's actions. Host, Lin Luoxue is posting the plagiarized works from a new account and submitting those scripts online. Shi Qin grunted. Lin Luoxue had walked into a dead end. Everyone wants to take shortcuts, but they're not always easy to find. Lin Luoxue had gotten away with it last time with barely any consequences. This time, she was going to fall hard, and it was going to hurt. Chapter 74, The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 10. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Since she was so fixated on the idea of self-harm, Shi Qin didn't give her a second thought. It wasn't time to call her out yet. He'd let her enjoy her moment of triumph, then drop a bomb on her. Shi Qin spent his days on set, filming scene after scene. He had a ton of stuff to do and was constantly on the go. Whether he was acting or just observing, Shi Qin found the whole process pretty fascinating. A few days later, Shi Qin bumped into Xie Yingwei at the studio complex. Xie Yingwei was surrounded by his assistants, heading back to the hotel. It seemed, from a distance, Shi Qin could tell he was tense and clearly in a foul mood. As Xie Yingwei got closer, he spotted Shi Qin, and his grumpy expression instantly melted into a smile. Su Yang, long time no see. He greeted casually. Teacher Xie, it's been a while. Shi Qin replied, smiling back at Xie Yingwei. Xie Yingwei paused, acting like he was just making small talk. How have you been lately? Great, been busy with filming. How about you, Teacher Xie? Shi Qin countered. Same here, shooting on the set right next to yours. Come by and say hi when you get a chance. Sure thing. They exchanged a few more pleasantries and then went their separate ways. As soon as Xie Yingwei was out of earshot, the system sighed to Shi Qin. The way he can switch gears is insane. He really deserves that Best Actor award. Yeah, he's always ready to get into character. It's no surprise someone like that can change faces so easily. Xie Yingwei had a stellar reputation in the entertainment industry, and Shi Qin had picked up on some buzz about him recently. He was always polite and smiling, gentle and refined, which made people immediately like him. That was also one of the reasons why he was able to easily steamroll the original owner in the original storyline. Shi Qin watched him walk away with his crew and asked the system, what's he been up to lately? Same old, same old. After your breakup, he went straight back to his girlfriend, well, now his wife. They secretly tied the knot a while back. The system said, feeling a twinge of guilt. It knew the host was swamped back then, and it figured it wasn't a huge deal, so it didn't immediately tell the original owner, and it forgot to set a reminder. That was why the host didn't know it until now. Oh. Host, I forgot to mention it back then. It's okay, right? It's fine. He's been with his wife ever since, until he came out to take on this role a few days ago. Nothing out of the ordinary. He and his wife are still going strong, no fights or anything. They've even agreed to go public with their relationship after the baby's born. Shi Qin wasn't surprised by the news. The system had been keeping tabs on him since their last encounter. It hadn't brought him up since, so nothing must have happened. Keep an eye on him. Got it, host. After that day, Shurqing ran into Xie Yingwei every now and then. Each time, Xie Yingwei acted like he was the most caring senior, looking out for the younger generation. Then, one day, Shurqing got a heads up from the system. Host, Xie Yingwei's wife is in trouble. What happened? She got hit by a car on the way to deliver food to Xie Yingwei. Her life is on the line, and she's lost a lot of blood. Keep tabs on her situation, and check out the people at the scene, especially the driver. Okay. Shurqing had a feeling there was more to the story. Given the timeline, Xie Yingwei's wife should have been about to pop. Shouldn't she be resting? How could she be out and about and end up in a car accident? The system was efficient and quickly uncovered the problem. The driver of the car that hit Xie Yingwei's wife had contacted one of Xie Yingwei's assistants a few days prior. They'd had a long chat in a spot with no security cameras. Since everything seemed normal on Xie Yingwei's end, the system only occasionally kept an eye on him and had missed the people around him. Turns out, the trouble was with his inner circle. As for what they talked about, the system could only track the main characters and places without internet access. It didn't know what the driver and Xie Yingwei's assistant said, but it was fishy as hell. The system did a deep dive and found that the two had no previous connection, so there was no way they'd suddenly become so close. Hearing the news, Shurqing said calmly, I know, keep watching them. He still had a few scenes to shoot that day and didn't have time to focus on the matter. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Xie Yingwei rushed to the scene, playing the part of the worried husband. Seeing Qian's father standing outside the operating room, he asked with trembling lips, Dad, what happened to Wani? How could this happen? Qian's father looked at his pale son-in-law, unable to bring himself to say the words he wanted to. He felt awful, and so did Xie Yingwei. He sighed and said, Wani was bringing you lunch when she got into a car accident. Xie Yingwei was stunned, as if hit by lightning. He choked up and said, How could this be? It's all my fault, all my fault. If it weren't for me, Wani wouldn't have gone through this. Dad, hit me. It's my fault, all my fault. Seeing his son-in-law blaming himself, Qian's father felt terrible and tried to comfort him. Wani will be all right. Yes, Wani will be all right. Shurqing watched Xie Yingwei's sad display on the hospital hallway security footage, courtesy of the system, and couldn't help but marvel at his acting skills. That guy deserved to win the Best Actor award. Now that he'd confirmed that Xie Yingwei had orchestrated Qian Wani's car accident, he was still able to put on a flawless performance in front of the victim's family as the mastermind behind it all. Qian's father and Xie Yingwei waited a long time outside the emergency room, and Xie Yingwei's facade didn't crack once. Finally, when Qian Wani was wheeled out of the operating room, Xie Yingwei perked up. Doctor, how's my wife? The patient is out of danger, the mother and child are safe, rest assured. Xie Yingwei's face flickered for a second, but he quickly switched back to the worried husband, exclaiming happily, That's wonderful. Shurqing found the whole thing ridiculous. Guess people aren't machines, and they slip up every now and then. Shurqing looked a little bored. He had thought about using Qian Wani to deal with Xie Yingwei, and had put a life-saving charm on her, so there was no need to worry that she would die easily. Just as he was losing interest, his assistant reminded him, Brother Su, you're up next. Shurqing snapped back to reality, humming in acknowledgement, and shelved Xie Yingwei's mess for the time being. Xie Yingwei was definitely taken aback when he found out his wife was safe and sound. Chapter 75, The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 11. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qian Wani woke up, safe and sound. Xie Yingwei breathed a sigh of relief, though his face remained as gentle and caring as ever. He even took several days off work to personally look after her. The Qian family was deeply touched, believing him to be a truly devoted husband and son-in-law. The police investigated the accident but found nothing suspicious, ruling it accidental. Qian Wani and her father chalked it up to sheer bad luck. Xie Yingwei sat by Qian Wani's bedside, peeling an apple. He carefully fed her small pieces, and she looked at him adoringly. Shurqing observed this scene, deciding to hold off on intervening for now. Xuanhuan was in her final trimester. Revealing the truth now could be dangerous. Better to wait until after the baby was born. 10 days later, Xuanhuan delivered a healthy baby girl, bringing immense joy to the family. 2 months passed. Xuanhuan, back from filming, asked the system for the evidence proving Xie Yingwei had deliberately caused the car accident. Xuanhuan had just put the baby down for a nap and was watching Xie Yingwei's show when she received an email notification. She clicked it open and was confronted with unbelievable accusations. The email claimed Xie Yingwei was responsible for her recent car accident, that he'd never loved her and was only using her. She was shaken. The details were too specific. It meticulously outlined their relationship over the past few years and Xie Yingwei's calculated motives, but she still trusted her gut. Could her relationship with Xie Yingwei, built over so many years, really be a lie? She refused to doubt him based on an anonymous email of questionable truth. After a moment, she silently deleted the message. The system, witnessing her action, was perplexed. Host, I laid it all out so clearly in that email. I spent ages compiling that evidence. Why did she react like this? It's a normal reaction. She's known Xie Yingwei for years. You can't just break them up with a few words. So, what now? Even though she didn't show it, we've planted a seed of doubt. Next time Xie Yingwei makes a wrong move, she'll have to believe it when she catches him red-handed. Knowing Xie Yingwei's personality, he could patiently wait for years to get what he wants. Since he tried to get rid of Xuanhuan once, he won't give up easily. If he fails this time, he'll try again. Xie Yingwei's biggest advantage is his father-in-law. If Xuanhuan turns against him, he's finished. When Xuanhuan throws fuel on the fire, he won't be able to stay in the entertainment industry. He forced the original owner to quit acting. This time, he'll face the same fate. In the original storyline, Xie Yingwei and Gu Qingjun, the president of Ninghui Entertainment, helped Lin Luoxue suppress the original owner. Now, Lin Luoxue and Xie Yingwei's downfall is practically guaranteed, leaving only Gu Qingjun. Xuanhuan had already tasked the system with investigating Ninghui Entertainment. The company seemed relatively clean, within acceptable limits. Ninghui Entertainment was just a small part of the Gu family's empire, a business that spanned across numerous industries. The Su family was insignificant in comparison, like a stream compared to an ocean. As a member of the Gu family, Gu Qingjun used his connections to easily bankrupt the Su family. Besides Lin Luoxue, he was the person the original owner hated most. Xuanhuan already had a plan for how to handle him. Leaving the film set, Xuanhuan returned home. Su's mother beamed when she saw her. My darling's back. Are you tired after being away for so long? Mom, I'm not tired, Xuanhuan said, smiling as his mother looked him over. Seeing that her son was indeed full of energy, Su's mother took a closer look. Yep, still as handsome and perfect as ever. What do you want for dinner tonight? Mom will cook. Xuanhuan's smile widened. Really, Mom? You're cooking? Of course. Would I lie to you? Okay, I want braised ribs, kung pao chicken, red braised pork. Xuanhuan rattled off a list of dishes. You greedy thing, Su's mother said, smiling. Alright, I'll have Aunt Wang get the groceries later. You go relax. Okay. Xuanhuan bounded upstairs, already looking forward to the delicious meal. Su's mother's cooking was truly amazing. The last time Xuanhuan came home, she'd cooked a meal that left him in awe. In the afternoon, Su's father returned from the company, and the family enjoyed a wonderful dinner together. After dinner, Su's father called Xuanhuan into his study. Son, where did you hear about that project you mentioned last time? Dad, I just overheard something by chance. Why? Was it inaccurate? No, it was spot on. Luckily, you heard the news. Otherwise, the company would have suffered a huge loss. The last time his son was home, he mentioned a problem with a project the company was about to bid on. Trusting his son's instincts, Father Su decided not to participate. As it turned out, the problem surfaced, and the company that won the bid was now in serious trouble. That's good. I didn't expect it to be true, Xuanhuan said, feigning innocence. Well, we got lucky you just happened to hear about it. By the way, how was filming these past few months? I'm doing great, Dad. You know how much I love acting. It makes me happy. As long as you're happy. Dad can still handle the company. I'll just pass it on to my grandkids one day. Xuanhuan was taken aback. He wasn't planning on getting married and having kids in these alternate worlds. He hadn't faced this problem in previous worlds. He didn't expect to encounter it today. Dad, I need to tell you something. What is it? I don't want to get married or have kids. I just want to act for the rest of my life. Hearing this, Father Su instinctively replied, getting married and having kids doesn't have to interfere with acting. Xuanhuan, he had a point. Dad, have you heard of people who are marriage-averse? I think that's me. Father Su. He cautiously asked, Son, are you serious? Totally. Seeing that his son wasn't kidding, Father Su sighed and said, Forget it. Do whatever you want, as long as you don't regret it later. Xuanhuan hadn't expected Father Su to give up so easily and quickly said, Thanks, Dad. Alright, you can go now. I have business to take care of. Okay. Xuanhuan left the study and went straight to his room to relax. The next day, Xuanhuan noticed Mother Su looking at him, hesitant to speak. After dinner, when Mother Su still hadn't said anything, Xuanhuan took the initiative. Mom, is something up? Well, son, is what you said to your dad the result of serious thought? Xuanhuan knew what she was referring to and replied, yes. Hearing her son's confirmation, Mother Su knew he wasn't speaking on a whim and was a little disappointed, but still said, What I want most is for you to be happy. Since you've made up your mind, I'll support you. Thanks, Mom. Chapter 76 The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 12. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xuanhuan noticed that while the two couples voiced their support, they seemed a bit disappointed. That night, he went to see Su's father in his study. Son, what's up? Su's father asked, looking puzzled as Xuanhuan walked in. Nothing, really. Seeing his father's confusion deepen, Xuanhuan decided to get straight to the point. Dad, I probably won't be getting married or having kids. Mom and you should have another kid, a younger brother or sister for me. What are you talking about? Look at our age. We're getting old. Besides, your mother's health isn't the best. If we could have had more kids, why would we have waited until now? Hearing Su's father's response, Xuanhuan felt relieved. He knew his dad wanted another child but was worried about his mom's health. Now, he just needed to get his mom's opinion. So, does Mom want more kids? Your mother always wanted a daughter, but it never happened. Su's father trailed off, then caught himself. Why are you asking all these questions? Just curious. Xuanhuan chatted for a few more minutes before leaving the study. He decided the plan was to help Su's mother get her health back on track and let his parents try for another baby. The next day, Xuanhuan secretly added a tonic and a fertility-enhancing pill to Su's mother's soup. Watching her drink it down, Xuanhuan breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness the system store is available, he thought, or I wouldn't have access to fertility pills. Xuanhuan hadn't really considered this issue in his previous worlds. In the first world, he had his brother, Xuanhuan, and plenty of nieces and nephews. Xuanhuan supported his decisions without question. The second world was a free-for-all, no one could tell him what to do. The original owner didn't care about continuing the family line, and Xuanhuan could wander as he pleased once the mission was complete. The third world was the apocalypse when he became Xuanmubai, so life was already tough. Father Shen and Mother Shen didn't object to his choice. In the small world where he became Gao Jiayu, the Gao family had other uncles, so his parents didn't react much, but in this world, Father Su and Mother Su only had one son, and they seemed a little sad about it. Let them have another one. Xuanhuan thought. He stayed home for a few days, and when he saw that Su's mother's complexion was improving, he went back to school. Xuanhuan was pleased that he solved that problem. Meanwhile, Lin Luoxue was feeling pretty good about herself. Lin Luoxue had been flourishing lately. The songs she posted on her new account were doing well. Several stories she was serializing online were getting adapted into novels and gaining popularity. "Luoxue, wanna hang out with us?" Yuan Xian asked one day, noticing that Lin Luoxue had been cooped up in the dorm for a while. Knowing she meant going to auditions, Lin Luoxue declined. "Nah, you guys go ahead. I'll think about it after graduation. Now's a good time to gain experience. I think my acting skills have improved a lot recently. Are you sure you don't want to come?" "Positive." "Alright." Yuan Xian saw that Lin Luoxue was busy typing away on her computer and left her alone. Lin Luoxue glanced over and saw her roommate studying scripts and trying to figure out how to land roles every day. She sneered inwardly. She already had her career planned. She'd break into the entertainment industry as a film school student and a successful novelist. Her novels were hits in her past life. When they were adapted into movies and TV shows, who would understand the characters better than her? She'd make her debut as the leading lady instead of clawing her way to the top, and the fact that she hadn't acted since her rebirth? No big deal. She had over 10 years of experience under her belt. Piece of cake. Just as Lin Luoxue was patting herself on the back, Shiqing, seeing that the time was right, reported her activities. When Lin Luoxue's online novel became a hit, he anonymously reported her for plagiarism and contacted several original authors. As a result, Lin Luoxue was in trouble again. Looking at the message from the platform, she felt a chill run down her spine. How could this be happening? That she checked, and sure enough, those scripts had been created months ago, and 2 of them were already in talks with film crews. I'm screwed. This thought echoed in Lin Luoxue's mind. Now the platform wanted to reclaim the royalties, and the authors wanted to hold her accountable. What was she going to do? "Luoxue, are you okay? You look awful," Yuan Xian asked, concerned by Luoxue's pale face. "I'm fine, really." Lin Luoxue shut off her computer, stuttering nervously. "But you don't look good. Maybe you should go to the doctor." "I said I'm okay. Why can't you understand?" Lin Luoxue, already on edge, snapped. Yuan Xian was taken aback by her intense reaction. "Sorry," she mumbled. Hearing Yuan Xian's apology, Lin Luoxue realized she overreacted. "It's okay," she said quickly. "I've just been dealing with something lately, but I'll handle it. Don't worry." She forced a smile. "Okay." Yuan Xian and the others had no idea what was going on with Lin Luoxue. The last time, when Lin Luoxue released a singing video, they went to perform as a group. Before Lin Luoxue had a chance to tell them, Lu Yulan confronted her, demanding clarification and an apology. This time, Lin Luoxue was deliberately keeping them in the dark. Because of the painful lesson she learned last time, Lin Luoxue decided to keep her plans secret until she achieved complete success. That's why Yuan Xian and the others in the dorm had no idea what Lin Luoxue was up to on her computer every day. Lin Luoxue had been frowning for days. Yuan Xian had considered asking if she could help, but Lin Luoxue's reaction had been so strong. Yuan Xian's eyes narrowed. She decided to mind her own business from now on. Lin Luoxue didn't know she had lost a good friend. If she did, she probably wouldn't care. Yuan Xian was just an ordinary person from an ordinary family. She couldn't help her, so it didn't matter whether she had her as a friend or not. Right now, she was consumed with worry about her current predicament and had lost a lot of weight in a short amount of time. The system, on the other hand, was enjoying the show from the sidelines, hiding her good deeds. Chapter 77 The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 13. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Luoxue's novel got pulled, and her account was banned. She was losing it. The platform demanded she pay back the royalties, but she'd already blown through the money. It was long gone. Then the 2 authors she plagiarized came after her for compensation. Where was she supposed to get that kind of cash? If she had money, she'd just invest in those surefire hit movies and TV shows. She'd become a sugar mama. bankrolling the whole operation. Why bother slaving over scripts and writing novels? Her family was comfortable, but the allowance she got each month barely covered her expenses. There was nothing left over. That's when Lin Luoshue's mind went straight to Su Yang. Su Yang was loaded. In her past life, when they were together, he covered most of her bills, so she never had to worry about money. But in this life, that jerk Su Yang shot her down after he was reborn. Now, where was she going to find the dough to pay everyone back? Lin Luoshue was obsessing over money, practically pulling her hair out, but she couldn't come up with a solution. Borrowing from classmates? A few bucks, sure. But tens of thousands of dollars? No way. Even if they had it, they wouldn't lend it to her. If Su Yang was still her boyfriend, he could cough up that little bit of money without even blinking. Wait a minute. Maybe she could go to Su Yang. His family was so rich, and he'd landed so many roles in recent years. This wouldn't even make a dent in his fortune. Lin Luoshue immediately went on the hunt for Su Yang. They were at the same school, but in different years and different classes. After searching for days, Lin Luoshue finally cornered him. Shiqing spotted Lin Luoshue on his way back to the dorm. Her eyes were all red and puffy when she saw him. Su Yang, can I talk to you? Alone? Shiqing looked at Lin Luoshue, who was all pathetic and acting like he was some kind of heartless monster, and just rolled his eyes. The other students with him immediately picked up on the vibe and said, "We'll catch you later, Su Yang." Okay. Once his friends were gone, Shiqing asked, "What's up?" It's just. I'm in a bit of a jam lately. Could you maybe lend me some money? Shiqing. Shiqing knew Lin Luoshue had been searching for him. He knew exactly what jam she was talking about. He wanted to see her squirm, so he didn't avoid her. No, Shiqing said flatly. Why not? Lin Luoshue looked stunned. Because I don't want to. Hearing Shiqing's reason, Lin Luoshue exploded. Your family's loaded. You've made tons of money the last few years. Why are you being so stingy? I'm just borrowing it. I'll pay you back. My family's money doesn't grow on trees. I work my butt off for what I earn. If I don't feel like lending it, I don't lend it. What's so hard to understand? But I'm in a tough spot. This is peanuts to you, but it would really help me out. I don't want to lend it. Find someone else. Su Yang, don't you have any feelings for me anymore? We were together for 3 years in our last life. Are you really this cold? Faced with someone so unreasonable and irrational, Shiqing was speechless. The two of them had broken up completely in their past life. She had even assumed his mediocrity was the original owner's fault. After being reborn, her first thought was to mess with the original owner. After he confronted her last time, she also knew his attitude. How could she still have the nerve to come crawling back and bring up old times? Yep, I'm a heartless jerk. Now, please leave me alone. He was already bored with this, so Shiqing turned and walked away. People like Lin Luoshue didn't need any help digging their own graves. Having the memories of her past life had made her think she was all that, but she was all talk and no action. She still thought she had the upper hand and could take shortcuts. In the original plot, she debuted as a talented singer-songwriter and later broke into the entertainment industry. Everything went smoothly for her, and she got more and more confident and radiant. Now, he had come along and ruined her plan, and she was developing in a totally different, much less pleasant, direction. Watching Su Yang walk away, Lin Luoshue felt a hollow pit in her stomach, along with anger and panic. Back in the dorm, she saw her roommates talking. They clammed up when they saw her come back, and one of them said, "Hey, Luoshue's back." Yeah. Lin Luoshue mumbled a response and climbed into her bed, lost in thought. Should she ask her family for the money? But what if her parents asked what she needed it for? What if they found out what she'd done? They'd definitely be disappointed in her. Just as she was spiraling into irritation, she got a notification. Lin Luoshue picked up her phone and saw an ad for an online loan. Wait a minute. She could take out an online loan. That would solve her immediate problem. and she could pay it back slowly later. Lin Luoxue started searching for information online, and a few days later, she'd successfully borrowed the money and settled the lawsuit. Shi Qing was shocked when he heard the news. He hadn't expected Lin Luoxue to take out an online loan. He asked the system, "This wasn't you, was it?" That the system immediately started backpedaling. Host, no way. I surf the internet every day. Well, I learn all kinds of stuff online. I know how serious and dangerous those loans are. I'd never let anyone get mixed up in that, not even Lin Luoxue, as annoying as she is. Right. Shi Qing knew the system's personality. He was just asking. There were plenty of ways to deal with Lin Luoxue. This wasn't necessary. Besides, she'd gotten herself into this mess, so it wasn't their problem. In fact, it would probably speed up his mission. After Lin Luoxue took out the online loan, she had to figure out how to pay it back. Should she rely on those memories from her past life? Nah, forget it. 2 failures in a row had spooked her. It was all because of that damn butterfly effect. She should just take a role honestly, so what if it was a small role? She had over a decade of acting skills stored up. As long as she did a good job, she could still attract attention. The system didn't know her thoughts. If it did, it would definitely complain. What a fickle woman. A little while ago, she had said she wouldn't take any role that wasn't the lead. Now she thought that everything could be outstanding. Thinking about how she hadn't been out in a long time, Lin Luoxue reached out to Yuan Xian. "Hey, Xin, the holidays are coming up. Do you have any plans?" Yuan Xian was a little confused by her question. Hadn't she said she would take a role after graduation? She usually wasn't interested in their whereabouts. Why was she suddenly bringing it up? Even though she was puzzled, Yuan Xian still told her about their upcoming gig. "We're planning to go to the Mingyue set in a few days." "Why do you ask, Luoxue? What asterisk do you mean, why?" "Of course, you're inviting me. Can't you understand subtext?" Though she was a little annoyed, Lin Luoxue still smiled and said, "I'll come with you, then." "Didn't you say you were going to think about taking a role after graduation?" "I've thought it over. I should probably take on a few roles now to practice my acting skills so I can adjust better later on." "Great, then we'll invite you to come along." "Awesome." Chapter 78 The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 14. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Luoxue, Yuan Xian, and a few other classmates landed some extra work as maids on a film crew after the holiday. She was just a maid with a couple of lines next to the supporting actress. Lin Luoxue was fuming about it. Even at her worst in her past life, she'd still had supporting roles with some actual screen time. Now she was getting treated even worse, but she didn't dare let it show. All she could do was play this bit part as seriously as Yuan Xian and the others. On set, Lin Luoxue and Yuan Xian were eating lunch. Lin Luoxue listened to the others chattering away, discussing various stars and their own tiny roles, and seemed genuinely pleased. Lin Luoxue thought it was ridiculous. What was there to even talk about with such insignificant parts? She quietly slipped away. After stepping aside, Lin Luoxue spotted someone. Xie Yingui, the movie star. Xie Yingui was the lead in their show. He was sitting alone, taking a break, and his assistant was nowhere to be seen. Remembering the movie star's stellar reputation, his accomplishments in her previous life, and the mysterious backer he had, Lin Luoxue decided to go say hello. She walked over and called out in her sweetest, most sincere voice, "Mr. Xie." Xie Yingui, who had been preoccupied with family matters, looked up, startled, and saw a cute girl. "Hello," he said, flashing his trademark gentle smile. "Hello, Mr. Xie. I'm a huge fan. Could we take a picture together?" "Sure." Xie Yingui stood up and posed for a few photos with Lin Luoxue. "Thank you so much, Mr. Xie. I'm so happy." Xie Yingui's smile widened. "I always want to make my fans happy when I meet them." Looking at Xie Yingui's gentle and refined demeanor, Lin Luoxue sighed inwardly. He truly was the gentle male god that fans called him, the most popular guy in the business, so kind to everyone. This time, Lin Luoxue's approach to Xie Yingwei was successful, and her first attempt was a great victory. Aware of the saying that less is more, she thanked him and left. When she returned to Yuan Xian and the others, Yuan Xian asked, "Luoxue, where'd you disappear to?" "My stomach was a little upset, so I went to the restroom." "Oh. We're about to start shooting. Feeling better?" "Yeah, I'm fine." Lin Luoxue stayed with the crew for a little over 10 days until her scenes were finished. During that time, she tried to get close to Xie Yingwei a few more times, but didn't get anywhere. Xie Yingwei was always nice and polite to her, but he treated her like any ordinary fan. She felt very frustrated about it. Xuanhuan, who was at school with plenty of free time, occasionally watched Lin Luoxue's live streams with the system. It was funny watching her try to get Xie Yingwei's attention, only for him to be all smiles to her face and look completely annoyed after she left. Lin Luoxue's acting skills were a joke compared to Xie Yingwei, the movie star who was always performing. But Xie Yingwei had to keep up the pretense of being nice to maintain his approachable and easygoing image. It was hilarious watching the two of them put on a show. Xuanhuan found it funny, but the system was a bit bewildered by the way things were turning out. It had assumed that the two would fall for each other, just like in the original plot, but it hadn't expected that Lin Luoxue's advances would be met with absolutely no reaction from Xie Yingwei. In fact, he seemed almost disgusted by her. "Host, what's wrong with those two? Is that it?" Knowing what the system was getting at, Xuanhuan explained, "The current situation is actually normal. The Lin Luoxue that Xie Yingwei liked in the original plot isn't the same as the current one. That Lin Luoxue shone when she first appeared, and was confident and talented. This one is ordinary, and her eyes are full of calculation. It would be strange if Xie Yingwei liked her. Besides, Xuanhuan is still alive and well. Xie Yingwei's focus is entirely on them, mother and daughter, so he's not going to be thinking about anyone else. Xie Yingwei has been acting like he normally does lately. He has a busy schedule with his acting, and often finds time to go home to see his wife and children. He is such a good man." Xuanhuan saw his performance and almost forgot about the email she received before. The family was very happy. Xie Yingwei still has family problems to deal with at home. Even the Lin Luoxue of the original plot might not have been able to attract him, let alone the current one. Hearing this, the system realized she was right. It wasn't human and didn't quite grasp how the human mind worked. "I understand, host." Lin Luoxue and Yuan Xian returned to school after filming wrapped up. In the past few days, she'd only earned a few thousand yuan, barely enough to cover the interest on her loan. Looking at the amount growing every day on her phone, she felt overwhelmed. Lin Luoxue racked her brains to think of a way to pay back the online loan and finally came up with a solution. The idea came from a girl in the dorm next door. That girl was like her. She came from a very ordinary family and used to dress plainly. But recently, Lin Luoxue had noticed her wearing designer clothes and carrying expensive bags. Lin Luoxue was curious, but they weren't close, so she didn't ask. That evening, while Yuan Xian and her friends were gossiping, Lin Luoxue overheard the reason. The girl had a rich boyfriend. Yuan Xian and her friends were envious, wishing they had a rich boyfriend who adored them. Apparently, the two were really into each other. Hearing their envious words, Lin Luoxue sneered inwardly. They were just two people using each other, one who liked pretty girls and the other who liked rich guys. There was no love there, just like her and Su Yang in her previous life. They hadn't ended up together either. Despite her disdain, Lin Luoxue had found a way to quickly repay the online loan. If that girl could find a rich boyfriend to support her, why couldn't she? Lin Luoxue. She was just as good, if not better. By the time Xuanhuan learned about Lin Luoxue's plan, Lin Luoxue had already started flirting with a boy from another school. The two often went out together, and the boy even bought Lin Luoxue a necklace. Host, that boy isn't a good guy. He's known for taking advantage of young girls and goes through girlfriends like water. Yeah, Xuanhuan said, looking at the boy's relationship history. He was generous, and plenty of girls were just after his money. It was a classic case of one side being willing to give and the other being willing to take. If Lin Luoxue could actually become this guy's girlfriend for a few months, maybe she could turn things around. Guess we can't have that. Chapter 79, The Cannon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 15. You are listening at novelfull.audio. These days, Lin Luoxue is back to her old self, shedding that anxiety and looking absolutely radiant. This afternoon, all dolled up, she was heading out to catch a movie with Xuanhuan. The thought alone made her giddy. Going out again, Luoxue? Her roommate asked as she was heading out the door. Yep, got a date. I'll be back later. With Xuanhuan, right? Yeah, how'd you know? Luoxue, that Xuanhuan's a player. He's just using you. Don't fall for it. Lin Luoxue expected some comment, but not that. Hearing that, Lin Luoxue turned, sizing up her roommate, whose face was a mask of sincerity. It almost made her laugh. Did they really think she was that naive? She knew Xuanhuan was just fooling around, not serious about anyone. And frankly, neither was she. She was seeing him because he was known to be generous with his girlfriends. Right now, she needed money, period. They were both getting what they wanted, no one needed to worry about her, but when those girls in the next dorm hooked up with a rich guy, everyone called it love and got all envious. But when it came to her, suddenly she was about to get conned and needed to be careful. Rich guy, poor girl, why the double standard? Why couldn't it be love for her, too? Okay, so she wasn't planning on anything serious with Xuanhuan. But they didn't know that. They were just being judgmental, and coming from her own roommates, no less. Yeah, I know, she said, nodding, even though inside she was rolling her eyes at their hypocrisy. And with that, she left. Watching the door shut behind her, the roommates exchanged glances. They'd all seen the annoyed look on Lin Luoxue's face just now. Finally, Yuan Xian spoke up. Once she's made up her mind, there's no talking her out of it. Let's just drop it, okay? It's pointless. Fine by me, the girl who'd spoken earlier said. Once outside, Lin Luoxue headed straight to the restaurant where she was meeting Xuanhuan. He was already there when she arrived. Luoxue. Xuanhuan grinned, calling out to her as he spotted her, looking particularly sweet and innocent today. Xuanhuan, you're already here. Sorry to keep you waiting. Lin Luoxue slid into the seat opposite him. No worries, I just got here myself. They chatted for a bit, then the food Xuanhuan had ordered arrived. Being rich, he'd ordered a ton of food, and they talked between bites. You had to give it to Xuanhuan, he was good at conversation. He could talk about pretty much anything girls were into, which was a refreshing change from Su Yang. After lunch, they saw a movie, and Xuanhuan drove her back to the dorm. Ignoring the strange looks from her roommates, Lin Luoxue went straight to bed, pulling the curtain around her. Xuanhuan had been watching the two of them, dating and seeing a movie like a normal couple. He knew he had to act. Something had to be done to prevent Xuanhuan from messing with Lin Luoxue's life. He needed to distract him. Xuanhuan thought for a moment and started typing on his computer. The next day, Xuanhuan got a call from home and had to leave. His budding romance with Lin Luoxue fizzled out before it even started. Lin Luoxue noticed that Xuanhuan wasn't contacting her, always claiming to be busy when she texted him. Their connection was fading fast. After a few days, panic set in. She'd finally snagged Xuanhuan, and her plan was to hit him up for money to pay off her online loans once they were official. Why was it falling apart? This couldn't be happening. Lin Luoxue was determined to fix it. She went to Xuanhuan's school to find him, but he was nowhere to be seen. A few days later, she heard from someone that Xuanhuan had taken a leave of absence to go home. Staring at the growing balance on her phone, Lin Luoxue sank into despair. While Lin Luoxue was spiraling, Xuanhuan was thriving. The talisman he'd given Gu Qingjun months ago was about to pay off. The groundwork had been laid, and now it was time to watch it work. Host, Gu Qingjun's about to crack under the pressure from his cousins, the system said gleefully, as they watched Gu Qingjun looking pale and defeated in his office. Good. Gu Qingjun was the second most hated person in the original story for ruining the Su family's company. Shi had targeted him months ago. He was the president of Ninghui Entertainment, always playing the role of the confident, high-powered CEO. There were plenty of ways to get revenge on him, and Shi had chosen the simplest: destroy Ninghui Entertainment. Nah, Shi didn't see the point. Ninghui Entertainment was a top-tier company, backed by the Gu family. It wasn't some evil empire, and tearing it down would take too long. Plus, even if Ninghui Entertainment crumbled, Gu Qingjun would still be a Gu family member, still living the good life. The Gu family was huge. Gu Qingjun was just one cog in the machine. Taking on the whole family for his sake was way too much effort. Shi could have orchestrated a behind-the-scenes power struggle. After thinking it over, Shi decided the best course of action was to deal with Gu Qingjun directly. Every wrong has a wrongdoer. In the original plot, Gu Qingjun had used the Gu family name to bring down the Su family's company. He needed to be dealt with, so he'd slipped Gu Qingjun a bad luck charm. Since then, Gu Qingjun had been plagued by misfortune. He choked on his water, tripped over nothing, and his projects kept failing. As if he was cursed. Gu Qingjun had secretly hired a spiritual advisor to investigate, but the guy couldn't find anything. Once word got around about his recent string of failures, his cousin seized the opportunity and complained to Mr. Gu. The Gu family had their fingers in many industries. Family members were assigned to different branches after graduation, where they were set up with a senior executive position. Some of these positions were more desirable than others. Ninghui Entertainment was definitely one of the desirable ones, and Gu Qingjun's cousins had been eyeing his spot for a while. The Gu family had always valued competence above all else. Since he had been screwing up, it was only a matter of time before his grandfather wrote him off. Just as he was thinking that, Gu Qingjun's phone rang. "Hello, Dad. Qingjun, come to the old house tonight. Everyone will be there." Everyone would be there. Gu Qingjun was confused. "Okay, Dad, do you know what it's about?" The Gu family rarely got together like that, except for New Year's or other major holidays. "Not sure. I heard Dad called everyone back after meeting with someone." "I see, I'll be there soon." "Okay." After hanging up, Gu Qingjun was even more puzzled. Nothing major had happened to the family recently, just him and his string of bad luck. Could it be about his business? But even if it was, why would everyone need to be there? What was going on? Curious, and increasingly worried about his strange bad luck, Gu Qingjun left work early and told the driver to take him to the Gu family's old house. Chapter 80 The Canon Fodder Ex-Boyfriend of the Reborn Heroine in the Entertainment Industry 16. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It took 2 hours to get home, a drive that usually took just one. Gu Qingjun got out of the car, unfazed. What else could he do? This had been happening for months. Every time he drove, he was stuck in traffic or hitting every red light. He was used to it. Back at the house, several uncles, cousins, and brothers had already arrived. Gu Qingjun went inside, greeted them, and sat down next to his parents. He glanced around. People were whispering, clearly curious about why the old man had called everyone back today. After a while, Grandpa Gu finally emerged from his study, followed by an older man Gu Qingjun didn't recognize. He assumed the man was a friend or acquaintance, so he didn't give it a second thought, but then he heard several sharp intakes of breath, including his own father's. Okay, so the old man wasn't just anybody. Could he be someone really important? Right, anyone Grandpa was buddy-buddy with had to be a big deal. Grandpa Gu walked to the head of the table and sat down, the old man taking the seat beside him. That pretty much confirmed it. "No big reason for calling you all back today. Just haven't seen you in a while, and I wanted some company. Uncle Fu, tell the kitchen to serve the food." "Yes, sir." Uncle Fu went to tell the kitchen. Grandpa Gu acted like it was just a family dinner, but nobody was buying it. Still, they played along. Nobody was about to be the first to call him out. Soon, servants brought out the food, and everyone sat down at the long table to eat. Looking at the spread, Gu Qingjun felt a mix of apprehension. Every time he ate lately, something went wrong. With so many people around, what if he choked or spilled soup? He'd be a laughingstock. He caught Grandpa Gu glancing his way from the head of the table, or at least he thought he did. Whatever. He'd just pick at his food and try to stay out of trouble, that was the plan, anyway. Reality had other ideas. The moment he swallowed, he choked. He couldn't help it. Cough, cough, cough. Everyone turned to look. They all knew Gu Qingjun had been having a run of bad luck, but nobody had seen it firsthand. Turns out, it was real. He could choke on air if he tried hard enough. "Qingjun, are you all right?" his mother asked. "Yeah, cough, 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 I'm fine." His father handed him a glass of water. Gu Qingjun hesitated. Taking it felt like a trap. He just knew if he took a sip, he'd choke even worse. Seeing his son's reluctance, and assuming he was just uncomfortable, Gu's father held the water to his lips. Under everyone's watchful eyes, Gu Qingjun had to take a sip. Sure enough, he started coughing even harder. While everyone was focused on Gu Qingjun's near-death experience, Grandpa Gu glanced at the old man beside him, a deep look in his cloudy eyes. Gu Qingjun was too busy choking to notice. He was in a foul mood and didn't have the energy to worry about Grandpa Gu's side-eye. Grandpa Gu sighed. Seeing his eldest son panicking and the others looking on with amusement, he said, "Qingjun's clearly not feeling well. Eldest, take him to see the family doctor." "Okay, Dad." Hearing this, Gu's father and mother quickly helped Gu Qingjun out of the dining room and back to his room. "Qingjun, how are you feeling?" "Your mom's called the doctor." "Just hang in there, he'll be here soon." "Okay, Mom." The family doctor arrived quickly, gave him a once-over, and declared there was nothing serious. He prescribed some medicine and left. Gu Qingjun had known this would happen. Whatever happened, it was never fatal, just deeply unpleasant. His throat was burning from all the coughing. He took the medicine and rested, and by the next day, he was mostly recovered. The following morning, Gu Qingjun ran into Uncle Fu on his way out the door. Uncle Fu was the Gu family's housekeeper and had been Grandpa Gu's right-hand man for years. Seeing him, Gu Qingjun knew Grandpa wanted to talk. Sure enough, Uncle Fu said, "Master Qingjun, the master would like to see you. Please come with me to the study." "Okay." Gu Qingjun followed Uncle Fu to the study. Uncle Fu stopped at the door, letting Gu Qingjun enter alone. Inside, Gu Qingjun saw his parents and was confused, but he greeted his grandfather first. "Grandpa." "Yes, you're here." Grandpa Gu cleared his throat. "Since you're all here, I'll get straight to the point. I asked you here today because of Qingjun." Gu Qingjun felt a knot form in his stomach. Was he about to be fired as president of Ninghui Entertainment? He'd worked hard to get that position, building the company up over the past few years. Now, because of a few missteps, was he going to lose everything and hand it over to someone else? Gu Qingjun was bracing for the worst, but what Grandpa Gu said next was even worse than he imagined, pushing him straight over the edge. "Qingjun, you must have noticed the odd things that have been happening to you recently." "Grandpa, I've just been unlucky lately." "It's probably Mercury in retrograde, nothing to worry about." "I thought so too at first, but something happened recently. So, for the sake of the entire Gu family, Qingjun, I have to ask this of you." "Don't worry, I'll find a way to fix this." Gu Qingjun, along with his parents, were stunned by Grandpa Gu's increasingly bizarre words. "Grandpa, so, you're going to kick me out?" Gu Qingjun asked, incredulous. "Qingjun, it's for the good of the Gu family." "Dad, it was that guy yesterday, wasn't it? You're doing this because of what he said?" Gu's father demanded. That guy might be powerful, but Gu Qingjun was his most promising son, his only legitimate heir. For him to convince his father to banish his own son was outrageous. What was his game? His son had just been having a bad run. How could that possibly mean his bad luck was a danger to the whole family? Seeing his family getting worked up, Grandpa Gu sighed and said slowly, "Yes, Master Zhang mentioned it yesterday." "Son, I haven't lost my mind. I'll show you something, and you'll see I'm telling the truth."